Hey, what's up? So I have this thought that almost every accomplishment you can make is better the younger you are when you achieve it. I think this holds true for the vast majority of things. Certainly things that are positive, that anyone would think is positive, the younger you can achieve it, the better it is. And I think one of the reasons is obviously the sooner you get something, the sooner you can get to the next level that comes after that, yada yada, so on, so on. It's also because if you're able to achieve something that would take a person 10 years to accomplish in a year, then you've kind of, that most people would take 10 years to achieve, then you've kind of done something that doesn't normally happen. And so if you're in a position next to that person where you're one of the people that has to work 10 years to get to where somebody might get in a year, you kind of look to that person and it comes across very impressive because you know how long it would take yourself to get there and they've managed to do it way quicker. So they either know something, they've been put in a process, they've been given something. However they've done it, they've managed to do something that you don't know how to do or you wouldn't be able to do without more time. And so it comes across more impressive, for example. And, there might be things that are impressive to achieve, but they're not impossible to achieve. So for example, if you wanted to save up and buy a house, I think the average age that people buy houses varies, but I think it's somewhere in the mid-30s, potentially. Somewhere around there, let's use that as an example anyways. And so if you become in your mid-30s, mid-late 30s, maybe early 40s, and you buy your first house, I mean, that's great. But if everyone else has been buying them, or if people have been buying them in their 20s, you're kind of behind. Or if everyone else is buying them at the same time, then you're just on time. And so it seems less impressive when everyone else is doing the same thing. So you kind of, to be able to do what others can't is certainly impressive. I mean, young and rich, that's a clear example, right? Like, who wouldn't want that? Certainly you don't want to be one of those, I don't know, like Disney child superstars where they're kind of just thrown into this world. They've just got access to so many resources that it kind of maybe messes with their childhood in some way and puts them on an unusual path in their adulthood. But if you're kind of already an adult and you're kind of accomplishing these great feats, then that seems pretty good to me, right? I guess an example for myself is, so I've got the job I wanted 10 plus years ago. I'm a tech lead. And it took me a long time to get here. I'm happy that I'm here. Do I think it took a little bit longer than I would have hoped? Yes. Is it everything I thought it would be? It's up there. And I'm pleased with where I'm at. I'm pleased with what I've accomplished so far in my career. I definitely would have loved to have done this sooner. I think getting here has kind of opened my eyes to new kind of vantage points, and hopefully I'll take those on into my next 10 years of my career. But there are things that you can kind of pass on, and like I kind of took a slightly difficult path where I figured out a lot of things on my own, and that's great because you get a deep understanding of things, not just surface level. But I think if you kind of have a mentor, if you're around people that have already worked through mistakes and they can kind of just tell you about the mistakes and give you solutions to fix those mistakes, I think you can learn much, much quicker. And the thing that's quick about it is if you get stuck on a problem and you're the only one that can figure out how to solve it, then it's going to take you as long as it takes. You also don't know how significant this problem is. So every problem seems like it should be solved, or might seem like every problem needs to be solved. Whereas when you work with people that have solved problems, they're able to give you a little bit more context around it, and you can maybe focus your efforts. If it's not a big problem, if it's not too important to know, you can kind of just get it done, solve it, somebody kind of guides you, you get a brief understanding of it, and then you just move on to maybe a bigger problem. And so you can jump onto these bigger problems and go much quicker than maybe you would be on your own. Although there is the saying that, faster alone, further together. But in this case, I do think, you get further and faster in some ways, but yeah, I do think they can kind of guide you in the right ways. That maybe if you were on your own, you wouldn't be able to get that context. And not to say that information isn't there. There's always information online. There's so much information online. But yeah, again, sometimes, you have to read blocks and blocks of paragraphs of text just to kind of formulate a grasp on something, especially if information is scattered, they're in different sequences and things like that. And for you to kind of get that wider systematic view is harder to get when things are all scattered and they're not passed or presented sequentially. Whereas if you're sequentially learning something, then, oh, this is why you need to know this. Then I go to the next thing. Oh, okay, I see how this ties into this. Oh, I see how this ties into that. And you can kind of have this step up of learnings versus having scattered learnings. And I think we've gotten a little bit off topic here. I've gotten a little bit off topic here. I've gone on a bit of a tangent. But everything, almost most things, and most accomplishments, most achievements are more impressive the younger you are. And I think this kind of adds to hustle culture. And, fair enough. Like, if you're able to do something that can't be done until most people are 50 in your 20s, like, that's awesome, That should be worth garnering attention. People should be impressed. It's an impressive feat. Thanks for watching. See you next time.